Guys, welcome back. It's the Mr. Jeff channel. I'm Mr. Jeff. Some of y'all have been saying I should be on camera more, so let me try to be on camera a little bit for this one. But do I got stuff to show you on the truck? So check this out. Of course, I had to do my mushroom art, and this mushroom comes from Maryland. This is Philonous robineae, aka the cracked cap polypore, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this mushroom because just so happens to be a mushroom I encounter on a regular basis because I see it on my way to work many times a week on some of these trees up in the middle of nowhere, PA, as I am right now. But I can't just leave you with the artwork. Check this out. So when I was at Mycofest, met a gentleman named Nate. Nate, I appreciate the gift. You tagged along with me on one of my forays, and we started talking about the cracked cap polypore, and you were talking about how you find it prevalently up in the mountains of Virginia. And before I left, you gave me this gift. I still got this thing. It rides on the dash of my truck. Let's get you on the camera better. This is Philonous robineae, aka cracked cap polypore. No, this is not the one I drew on the side of my truck, but I think you can kind of see the resemblance. There we go. What a beauty. Underside shot with the pores. Typical of a polypore, poly meaning many, so many pores. Let's see if we can actually get the pores on the shot here. I see a little bug crawling on it. I don't know if I have the focus. Maybe, there you go. You can kind of see the tiny pores on it right now. There we are. We're 2 minutes in and looking at the pores of cracked cap polypore. There we go. You're probably wondering, what is all that stuff on the top? Well, we've got some lichen and moss growing on top. It just so happens to be a favorable environment for different growths on the top of the caps of these. Notice how the cap has this flaky, crusty, dark brown to black tones to it. There you go. You can kind of see it really good there. There. This is where it gets its common name, the cracked cap polypore. And I noticed that many old garages in PA resemble the cracked cap polypore with their roofs looking all mossy and the shingles flaking up. So I'll be driving down the road, and out of the corner of my eye, I think I see a giant mushroom, and nope, it's just a garage in the distance. There we go. But aren't they beautiful? And they look drab when you see them at a short distance, like these guys over here on the tree here. There ain't much going on, right? But when you see them up close, look at all the different colors you see. Observe the browns, the tans, the blacks, the greens, the whites, almost like an aquamarine blue on that lichen. Check it out. Man, today's the day to showcase a mushroom. We're not even really getting into the mushroom chemistry today, but more the ecology. And yeah, we do got them right here too. As a matter of fact, thanks to the way this mushroom lives its life, this mushroom is a top contender for easiest mushroom to find driving down the road. Because of its nature, Philonous robineae is the Philonous of the robinia. Robinia, sorry, let me back this up. Am I zoomed in? There, that's better. Robinia pseudoacacia, to be specific. That's the black locust tree that it's growing on right now. So its name indicates that it's the Philonous of the locust tree. It's the locust Philonous. What is Philonous? You know, I get into the etymology. Philonous just means corky, and that the inus or the inus part of this name is a superlative. The est. It's the corkiest, guys. So your Philonous mushrooms are the corkiest mushrooms out there. Because the mycologist that discovered it noticed how how dense and corky wood-like even the mushrooms are. Now, the original Phalinus species that it was named after, I think, was Phalinus, what is it, Ignarius or something. It's not this one. But this one is characteristic of many Phalinus species. So here you are. The corkiest, baby. Once again, showing off. It almost has a wood grain appearance. And as a matter of fact, the way it splits and cracks is very cubicle-like, as you can see. Which is wild. We gotta get into this, man. I'm already 5 minutes into this video, and I haven't even touched how this thing works with the black locust tree. So we'll get up close in a minute. Show those guys off in a second here. But so here we go. Phalinus robineae causes heart rot in Robinia psittaceae, the black locust trees like the ones there, the ones that are lining this road. So black locust is common throughout central Appalachia, from like, I guess it maybe even up into New York, but definitely Pennsylvania down, maybe upstate Georgia, maybe. But throughout Appalachia, this is a common tree in this area. It is native. However, it's become an invasive species because of its ornamental nature. People like the look of the acacia tree, especially in bloom when it flowers. And different variations and hybrids of Pseudacacia and other species of Robinia. But they all kind of do the same thing. They have this invasive nature. I don't even know if it's the right way to call it, but they run roots throughout the ground and pop up suckers. And within a few years, they can take over an area. And they love sunlight. They actually don't do good in the shade. And that's why you don't find these trees deep in the woods, but you find them along the roads. You find them along open areas where you can drive by, and therefore makes it super easy to spot these mushrooms, because these trees are just along the roads. And they're a distinct looking tree with its leaf pattern. Let's see if I can actually zoom in on these leaves here. They remind me a little bit of like the black walnut, how the leaves are there. Let's get a shot like this. There you go. Now, I'm not the arborist, the tree expert, to know what the actual term is for the leaves doing that pattern, but that's telltale of the acacias, or not acacias, the locusts. This is also known, by the way, this tree is also known as a false acacia because of the leaves doing that too, I think, because of that appearance. But no, it's not acacia, sorry. Black locust, but that's its leaf pattern. Another thing I notice about black locust is how the trees kind of have this twisty gnarliness about them. Like the ones over in the distance, not this one going straight vertical, but this one kind of twisting a little bit. I see them along the roads like that, and I look for that twistiness and branchiness with that leaf pattern. And especially the older ones, they've got this thick, dense, deep bark. Deep grooves. Once again, we'll zoom in from here. I just don't want to walk through all that thick right now while I'm talking at my truck. But there's some of that thickness, which kind of plays a role in this whole mushroom heart rot bit too. So the mushroom, the fungus needs to get in there. Its spores need to get into a tree to colonize. And how does it do that? Through the burrowing of the larva of this bug. Say it with me, kids. Megasilene robineae. Heck, it's got the same species name as this guy, because that just simply means it's of or referring to the robinia, which is locust. So it's the megasilene of the robinia trees. The megasilene is this guy, this locust borer, this bug, which, by the way, is more yellow and black, not white and black. It has yellow bands and stripes on it, but its size, I wanted to do both the individual larva and the full mature bug so you could see this is how they are equivalent. Even though this is not actual size, they're almost equal in size. So if you see them out in nature or something, you see this, like, it almost looks like a hornet with the black and yellow stripes. You get close enough to it, you realize it's not an actual hornet. It's some sort of beetle looking thing. But yeah, you see that, you're probably around locust wood in Pennsylvania. These guys, I've not yet to actually see one of these or these, but it's these guys that do the dirty work of getting the spores inside the tree where it needs to get to that heartwood, because this is a heart rot. And this is wild. As I'm doing my research in wood rots, brown rot, white rot, sapwood, heartwood, what's going on here? The heartwood of the tree is already dead. I mean, it's part of the tree. Don't get me wrong. I guess the tree's alive, but you have, just like you have body parts that are dead tissue on you, but it's still part of you, whether it's your skin, your fingernails, your hair, things of that sort. The heartwood inside the tree is old. It used to be sapwood at one point, and as the tree grows out, the living tissue of the tree is forming like a ring, a whole circle, where the center part, while that's still part of the tree and it still actually holds value to the tree in regards to a place to deposit excess minerals, you know, it can sequester things in there that would prevent the tree from being harmed by certain toxins. It can be stored in heartwood, but in addition, it's structural integrity, right? It helps support the tree, but it's not the all and end all. If the rot is in the heartwood, the tree can remain alive for decades. And this is almost like another discussion for another time. I welcome this discussion for the live after chat of what y'all think. So my video footage cut out as I was in the middle of saying something, and now it's raining and my artwork and everything's melting on the side of the truck. So we got to show you that close-up footage. Thankfully I caught it before it started raining. Let's zoom in on that tree and catch that. And I think I covered just about everything I wanted to talk about in the video, though, as far as the ecology of the fungus and how it does work with an insect and a tree to form this kind of network that they all rely on each other in a sense. And yes, I do think that the tree relies on the fungus to some degree, even if we don't understand it. And this is the ecology and nature talk I want to talk about when this video ends tonight. But before that, let's go ahead and zoom in on that. And until next time, peace. And just like that, we are zoomed in. Check these guys out. You can tell some of these are starters. Looks like year number 1, I imagine. But this kind of gives you an idea of how they change as they age, because some of these here, I imagine, have been here longer. Look at those. Wow. Hey, let's go back. On that note, guys, I should give us a final send-off. If you made it to the end of this video and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications so you get on this every Monday night with us. And like this video if you learned something today. And stay for the after party if you're here for the premiere. And until next time, peace. Told you it washed it off.